Have you ever wondered what true basketball greatness looks like? Who springs to mind when you think of legendary NBA players? Jordan, Kobe, LeBron? What about Derrick Rose during his MVP season? Let's dive deep into the incredible journey of 2011 MVP Derrick Rose. And hey, if you want more insights like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Did you know Derrick Rose's story didn't start with flashing lights and roaring crowds? Born in 1988, this NBA superstar spent his childhood in Inglewood, Chicago. Now, Inglewood wasn't your typical comfy neighborhood. It was tough, with its fair share of crime and hard times. But that's where Derrick's journey began. Growing up, the home wasn't just about the four walls, but the community, the streets, and the playgrounds where young Derrick practiced his shots. And he wasn't alone. With three protective older brothers by his side, he was never short of company or competition. Basketball quickly became more than just fun for Derrick. It was an escape, a dream, and soon a life goal. Remember when you were super proud of that one thing you did in school? For Derrick, that moment came multiple times at Simeon Career Academy. He wasn't just another student, he was a basketball wonder kid there. Leading his school to 2 back-to-back state championships, Derrick Rose didn't just play, he dazzled, making it clear that he was NBA bound. Do you know how some kids seem destined for greatness? That was Derrick Rose when he stepped onto the University of Memphis basketball court. Right from his first game, he was clearly on another level. Now, having a coach like John Calipari surely helped. Under Calipari's guidance, Derrick wasn't just playing, he was learning, evolving, and becoming the star we know today. Whether he was slicing through defenses, making pinpoint passes, or just controlling the game's flow, it was like watching a seasoned pro, not a college freshman. Here's a cool fact. The Memphis Tigers made it to the NCAA championship game that year. Who was at the heart of that incredible run? Yep, our guy, Derrick. But wait, the story gets even juicier. 2008 rolled around, and it was time for the NBA draft. Now, who do you go for if you're the Chicago Bulls and have the number 1 pick? The answer was a no-brainer. Derrick Rose wasn't just another college standout. He was a symbol of hope, promise, and dreams of championship rings. The Bulls saw in him not just a future star, but the heart and soul of the franchise for years to come. And boy, were they right. So, have you ever heard of a guy totally crushing it on the court? That's what Derrick Rose did in the 2010 to 2011 NBA season. It was like the guy was playing video games in easy mode. First off, Derrick was stacking up numbers that made even die-hard fans double-check the scorecards. An average of 25 points a game, that's like consistently scoring a quarter of your team's points every time. And he wasn't just about scoring. Those 7.7 assists, that means he was also helping his teammates get in on the action, setting them up to score almost 8 times a game. But it wasn't just about the impressive stats. Derrick had this magic touch that season. You know those moments, right? When the game is on the line and someone needs to step up? Time and time again, that someone was Derrick. Whether he was stealing the ball, making a killer pass, or hitting a game-winning shot, he had a knack for making big plays when they mattered most. Now, with such a standout player, opposing teams would have a game plan to shut him down. And trust me, they tried. Coaches were up all night, drawing strategies on boards, aiming at stopping Derrick. But here's the kicker, it almost never worked. And it's like trying to hold water in your hands. Derrick just slipped through, finding gaps, creating opportunities, and lighting up the scoreboard. Picture this, you're 22, around the age most people are figuring out life, maybe graduating from college or starting a new job, and then there's Derrick, standing tall, holding the MVP award. Crazy, right? But it wasn't a fluke. Now remember, this was a time when some major bigwigs ruled the NBA. We're talking about giants like LeBron James, who could carry his team on his shoulders. Kobe Bryant is a legend with a killer instinct on the court. And then the rising star Kevin Durant, whose shooting game was a nightmare for opponents. But in the midst of these titans, here comes Derrick, this young guy from the Chicago Bulls. Not just playing, but setting the court on fire. It wasn't just about points or assists, it was the energy, the passion, the sheer determination to win every game he played. That was Derrick for you. He wasn't just another player that season. He was the player. How he moved, dribbled, shot, and led his team felt like he'd been in the league for decades. Alright, let's talk about a roller coaster journey. You know, the kind where you're on the top of the world one moment and then face obstacles that seem impossible to overcome. That's D Rose's story after his MVP season. So after lighting up the NBA, disaster struck. In 2012, during a playoff game, Derrick suffered his first major injury, a torn ACL in his left knee. Now, this was catastrophic for any athlete, especially someone as dynamic as Derrick. It's like a singer losing their voice. He missed the next season, a bitter pill for a player at his peak. And when we thought he was back, the injuries didn't stop. In 2013, after playing only 10 games, he tore the meniscus in his right knee. Ouch, right? But Derrick, he took it on the chin and went back to the grind. Yet again in 2015, another meniscus tear in the same right knee. The universe seemed hell-bent on testing his resolve. But here's what's incredible about Derrick. Many might have just called it quits, but not him. Each rehab session and each surgical recovery was met with a determination that's hard to put into words. Every setback was transformed into a setup for a major comeback. By the time he joined the Timberwolves in 2018, the basketball world was skeptical. Can he still bring it? And boy did he answer. That 50-point game wasn't just a game, it was a statement, a declaration that D Rose was still a force to be reckoned with despite all odds, every injury, and every hurdle. His journey wasn't just about bouncing a basketball, it was a testament to resilience, grit, and the indomitable human spirit. Have you ever played that game where you compare your favorite NBA stars? Like, who's faster? Who's got better skills? Let's do that with Derrick Rose and see how our MVP stacks up against legendary names. First, let's talk about that electrifying energy. You know what I mean if you've watched Russell Westbrook in his prime. The way Russ drives down the lane, like a whirlwind, was so similar to Derrick during his MVP season. But Derrick, he added his flair to it. Then there's the leadership quality. Remember Magic Johnson? That guy wasn't just about scoring. He improved everyone around him. Guess what? Derrick did the same in 2011. He wasn't just playing for himself. He was carrying the entire team on his shoulders, making every play, every pass count. And you know who else had that same fire in the belly? Kobe Bryant. The Mamba mentality, that never give up attitude, was something you could see in Derrick too. It's like every game, every quarter, every second, he was there to prove a point. But here's the kicker. When you think about LeBron James, you think of a guy who can do it all. Score, defend, assist. Now, Derrick's 2011 season had a hint of that too. He was everywhere, doing everything, just like LeBron. So is Derrick just a blend of other legends? No. He took bits and pieces from the greats, but wove his own story. He wasn't just another star player in 2011. He was Derrick Rose, a blend of raw energy, leadership, determination, and versatility. In short, he is a legend in his own right. So, the next time someone asks you about basketball greatness, remember the tale of Derrick Rose in 2011, a story of brilliance, resilience, and undying spirit. If you loved exploring this journey with us, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button for more captivating basketball tales.